So you've just received your placement at IES San Antonio and Bollullos Par del Condado, Huelva. My name is Jacqueline.
And I am Suhasini, and we are the 2021-2022 Auxiliares at San Antonio. You probably have a ton of questions. The main one, where is Bollullos del Condado? Not to be mixed up with Bollullos de la Mitación. Geographies of Bollullos. Bollullos is located almost exactly between Huelva and Sevilla. Huelva is about 30 minutes southwest and Sevilla is about 45 minutes northeast. Here you can see a map of the town, and the dot is where our school is. Other important factors to be considered are grocery stores and Los Caños, the main road where a lot of restaurants, cafes, and bars are. Your main mode of transportation will likely be walking, so that is something to be considered when looking for a place to live. While walking to school, coming home for lunch, carrying your groceries, etc., etc.
When you arrive in September or October, it's going to be hot. But do not let this fool you. Something a lot of us auxiliares wish we knew was that the winters of sunny southern Spain can actually be quite brutal because most places are not insulated and don't have heating. The temperature often drops quite low and it can be windy. Buying an electric blanket was pivotal to surviving the winter months for me. This year, the heat started to kick in about mid-April, where we had 80-degree days or hotter. I'd recommend to pack a balance of clothing to accommodate all weather types. Now for transportation to get out of Bollullos, look into the train station in La Palma and book with Renfe or the Damas buses or BlaBlaCar. Bollullos has stores for almost everything you can possibly need, between pharmacies, groceries, household goods, clothing, and shoes. So now for the fun stuff. Let's talk about things to do. These are all activities that Suhasini and I have personally participated in, and then later we're going to share other opportunities that the town has to offer. So this is wine country. So let's start with the wine cellars, or as you will soon get to know them, as bodegas. Not only are these here for you to appreciate the wine made in the town, but the school also uses them for educational purposes. We went on a walking field trip to the Centro de Vino, Bodegas Iglesias, and Bodegas Raposo, where we learned about the winemaking process and the teachers were lucky enough to taste a few.
Now let's talk about the culture and tradition. The town is rich in culture and tradition, and there were so many things that we got to witness. You'll be able to witness a ton of Catholic processions, which are very interesting to see. The first one of this is Las Gamonitas, where there are bonfires, singing, eating, lots of carols, lighting fireworks at night before the Feast of the Immaculate Conception in December. That was pretty interesting to see. The next big parade is for Reyes Magos. On January 5th, there is a small procession in preparation for the major holiday, and then the much larger parade is held on January 6th, where the floats go around throwing candy. It's just that presents are exchanged on Reyes Magos and not during Christmas.
There's also Semana Santa, or Holy Week, which is a major festivity in Andalusia. Much to my surprise, processions do not only occur in the larger cities like Sevilla, Malaga, and Córdoba, but also in the pueblos. Bollullos had some absolutely beautiful processions, my personal favorite being the Madruga on Friday morning starting at 5 a.m. After Semana Santa, the processions continue with the Cruces de Mayo. This is a tradition during May where the capillas, or chapels, process their crosses through town. For all of the processions of Semana Santa and the Cruces de Mayo, there are absolutely amazing marching bands that you cannot miss.
The band definitely was my favorite part, Jacqueline. Okay, let's talk about the neighboring towns. So there are two tiny towns close to Bollullos, La Palma, Almonte, and apart from the tiny towns, there are certain beaches which are spectacular. Let's talk about La Palma first. This is the closest town to us. It is literally right across the interstate. La Palma is great because they have a dance and a movie theater. You can go watch a movie, take a dance class, a flamenco class, or just indulge in a flamenco ballet. Almonte is also nearby and important for the bus changes. You will have to change buses here in order to make it to Madalascania. Remember the beach that we were just talking about? Almonte is also home to a beautiful church, Parroquia de Nuestra Señora de la Asunción. Andalusia is also known for their beaches. As we mentioned, Mata Las Cañas is a great choice. There is also Mazagon and Punta Umbria, which is just a little ahead of Huelva. Be sure to ask the school teachers and locals which one is their favorite. They will have some great recommendations for you.
There's also those beaches we heard about in southern Portugal that are just across the border with Huelva.
The Algarve and the Lagos beaches, right?
Yes. Okay, so let's talk about our two neighboring cities. The Huelva City Center is going to be a key place for you because this is where you have to go to apply for and pick up the infamous Nias and Tias. Huelva is also home to many auxes in the province, so this could be a hub for socialization. Sevilla is our other neighboring city, and Sevilla is a great place to spend the day, sightseeing, watching flamenco, and it's also home to the closest airport. Definitely try to visit during Feria de Abril. The flamenco dresses are to die for. So you're also going to be happy to know that you're not going to be alone in Bollullos. Outside of the friends you make with the locals, there are going to be other auxiliares. This year, there were 6 of us. Some of our favorite things to do were weekly coffees at Plan B or Candies, which once it got hotter, these turned into weekly ice creams. We also like to go out for tapas, and our personal favorite places in the town are Bucle, Peña Betica, Zalema, Casa Braulio's, Donar Kebab, Tela Pizza, Sabores Lola, and for more of like a bar environment or drinks, you have Amadeus, Café y Copa, and La Cohiba. Go ahead.
Thank you, Jacqueline, for sharing a long list of interesting food recommendations and bars.
I was just going to add that La Cohiba is a great place to go dancing on Fridays. They have a flamenco class.
That's amazing. And I'm sure it's a nice change from regular bar hopping that you could just go to Cohiba, get some drinks, and indulge yourself in some beautiful flamenco dancing. We also frequently walk to Parque Natural de San Sebastián, or as locals say, Dehesa, and the Ermita de la Virgen Mercedes. So Dehesa is this beautiful park surrounded by so many oak trees. During the spring, it's particularly beautiful because all the wildflowers are just blooming. It's a sight to witness. There is also Doñana National Park, which is about 20 minutes away and offers a great place for wildlife and picnics. Other activities. So, in and around Bollullos and La Palma, there are many dance classes, art classes, there is a gym for our fitness enthusiasts, there is a chess club, and music classes. So, one can take private music lessons, which are very cheap, approximately 30 euros a month. And there is the Conservatorio de Música, which is the music school. So if you identify when you're placed and you contact the Conservatorio, you might be able to score some very amazing music lessons at the Conservatorio. Outside of all the activities, Bollullos still offers more. The town has dance classes, art classes, gym that we previously mentioned. One of the best ways to find out about all the town that has to offer is by walking the streets and discovering. We also recommend looking to La Palma and Almonte for activities since they are so close by.
Also, if there's anything that we left out in this video, please feel free to contact either myself or Suhasini, and we will answer all of your questions related to Bollullos, Andalusia, Spain,
or anything.
Yeah, anything. So thank you.
For the coming academic year, I'm sure that you're going to have a great time at school and also in this tiny little town, Bollullos del Condado.